Oh, I was trying to get that other going too. All right, here we go. Here we go. Now, what we are trying to accomplish today is finding the truth of this matter, right? Finding the truth, the true meaning, and how it should be. Now, the world has no problem with calling upon their gods and their goddesses and making movies and doing all these things. So, why does it matter? As a believer, if we are going to stand against the gates of hell, if we are going to do these things that we're supposed to do, then should we not be using the right name, the correct name, the right way to do this? The problem, I submit, that a lot of these people are not using the correct names. They're not using the correct things, and therefore they're not getting the correct blessings, right? So is it a matter of heaven or hell? Is it a matter of salvation? Is it a matter of this? What we're going to submit, because I am not the judge. I am merely the messenger, right? But the messenger comes in the name of Yahweh. And therefore, what we find is doing the work of Yahweh. So we can go to Wikipedia, your encyclopedia, to all these things, and we can find Yahweh. Every time we see Lord, Yahweh is mentioned. It is in the scriptures. It is in text. It is in all these things. And we can see it's written on stones, right? It's written on parchment. It's written on stones. It's written all across this world. Right here, you see this? It's even in non-biblical texts. Why would people that ain't got nothing to do with the Creator write about the Creator? Because they knew the Creator. They knew his name. They knew what they should be doing, right? They knew what should have been going on. The problem is today is we don't think we have to worry about these things, right? We don't have to care of these things because, hey, what's that got to do with me? What I would submit to you, it's got everything to do with you if you're a believer, if you're a truther. This are images found on Indian grounds in New Mexico, in the United States. And again, we have the same name, Yahweh. We have what looks like the modern Hebrew on some of it, and on this 80-ton stone, the ancient Paleo Hebrew or block Hebrew, right? Now, the thing becomes, when we find these stones and we find these things, you can look at them and tell that this wasn't written yesterday. What some of the enemies try to do is make up things, and you can tell it's scratched off. You know, if spray paint's on something, you know what it looks like, right? But when you look at these old rocks and these ancient looking things, and you can see what they are. Now, it doesn't look like a whole lot, right? But again, this is an 80-ton rock. And we can clearly see his name is written in this. New Mexico, Los Limones, New Mexico, all these places where the ancient Indians were, where the Native Americans were, right? Not only that they have these stones, that they not only have his name, as we previously learned, they sang and still do of Yahweh, right? So the problem is we have all this evidence, right? All this evidence of these stones written by all the different tribes, right? But yet we have people of Western proportions, I would say, I guess. And they're trying to proclaim that these people cannot be saved and these people were saved and all these different things and all these different doctrines. But we can clearly see that the true tribes of Israel kept the name of Yahweh. They knew the name of Yeshua. They sung of Yahweh. You can look this up. You can find these out. You can dig in more. You can spend hours upon this, right? I mean, you can literally spend hours on these subjects and finding this, right? So it's not like we're making things up. It ain't like we're going and making stuff. We are proving facts. And that's what we kind of are supposed to do as investigators or messengers of Yahweh. We are to prove and fact things out. And I would submit to you that saying nobody knows his name is a lie, because we have just proven the Native Americans and Sioux tribes, different tribes, knew and sung of Yahweh in the 1800s. So to say, is anybody saved in this name? And I don't really care that debate. I really don't care to go that route. What I want to go to is proof that ancient people, that other tribes existed, and they carried on the true name of the Creator. Why you never heard it? Probably your family, probably your ancestry, probably because of the scriptures say that we've inherited lies from our fathers. Why they didn't follow Yahweh? Right? That's what you probably should investigate. Where did your family, all these people that they're so consistent on saying they was saved in all these other names, why didn't your family follow Yahweh? Why did your family not know Yahweh? That would be probably the better thing to follow down. Or just, hey, you know it, you can prove it. Let's just go with Yahweh. Why would we worry about any other name? So, all that being said, proof the nature of the word, right? We have all these people, and scholars attest that the royal name is Yahweh. So for people to say the two vowels which appear on the vav is an impossibility in Hebrew. However, until the revival of the Hebrew language in Western Europe, scholars read the consonants Yhwh, Vav, He. Germans would read them as Yhwh, Vav, He, with the vowels of, thereby originating in the incorrect form of, right? I'm not going to say it because why would we repeat a name that's not true? This is what I think we should be more worried about than repeating other gods and other names. But again, this is proof that Yahweh and the scholars, the people who actually have these texts in hand, these people that actually can look at this and have it, right? That they can attest that this is proof. We can also go to the different tribes and we can go and see what they have going on, right? We can go to the Catholic Church itself and see what they have in their Bibles, right? So we can go and do what the scriptures say, or we can go and do whatever, right? We can go and follow what Chicken D says, or we can follow what we can prove in facts. And if we don't prove it in facts, then what are we doing? The problem becomes what? We're just deceiving ourselves, actually. And we can click on these, we can find these stones, we can find these things, and, you know, it's irrefutable of what we have. And to condone anything other than truth, what are we doing? And this is all around the world, all around everywhere. You know, if you know anything about Paleo-Hebrew, you can see Paleo-Hebrew, right? Now, the problem becomes, is what the whole disconnect is, really, honestly, is these people, the modern Hebrew people, the people in Jerusalem that we know, didn't really know unless they was a scholar of the ancient paleo. But we didn't really have to have a, so say, scholar of Jerusalem to do this, because if we have an Indian, if we have a Native American, if we have a Chinese person, if we have any of these people that can say, what does that say? And they say Yahweh, and we hear them singing the songs of Yahweh, and we go to Africa and we see the exact same things in Africa, then we can probably put together that all these people, right? All these people that are singing about the Creator probably know what they're talking about, right? We can kind of put the facts together of, gee, they put this, they did this, they had this, and there we go. And it's as simple as putting it in there, right? I don't know if that switched over or not. Did that switch over? The images with the African stones with Yahweh on them. No matter where we go, it's not hidden, right? No matter what continent we go to, no matter what place we go to, no matter where that we run ourselves into, unless it's a Muslim country, an Islamic country who have taken down the pillars, who have taken down these names, who have taken down these altars, but still there's rocks and proof there, right? Some of these country has removed these things. But some people have traveled, many, many, many miles to prove these things right here. There was a guy on the other day that traveled, I think, from either the UK or the United States one, and traveled all the way over to this place, to this little stone thing, and took pictures because he wanted proof himself. These are truth seekers. These are believers, right? People that I have to get my eyes, I have to take pictures, I have to see it for myself. Is this really there? Instead of people saying, nobody knows his name. Nobody can prove this name. Well, if you have images on rocks, my thing about this is, if you have images on rocks and written in stone, somebody knew what they was putting there. That means somebody knows what's on it. That means the people of these different tribes or places can go and say, look here, what's this? And all you have to do is point to that. And from even like the Noah site and different places, these people that live around these things will attribute, this is what happened there. This is from a great flood. This is from the survivors. This, and they go on and they have the stories to tell of what's actually happening, right? So it's amazing that we have these stones and we have these places. And we even have not only this, again, what's amazing to me is not only do we have what I would say is probably the tribes, the original tribes being scattered, we also have, say, Egyptians and counting upon Yahweh. Why would the Egyptians put Yahweh's name in a stone? Why would they do that? If we don't know, if we can't prove, why would they put his name in a stone somewhere? Because they got defeated by him, because they took the people in, because their God, Yahweh, you see what I'm saying? And they kept various, many, if you will, things written on stone, which makes it really, really sensible, which makes it really, really nice that we have all this written on stone. So again, this is more proof of the Creator, Yahweh. This is more proof of Yeshua. This is more proof of not only, I think what the problem is when we come into this truth, And we come into these things that we think that we are something special, that we are, we're blessed, and which we are, but we think we're on a pinnacle. We're way up here now because nobody else knows his name. And that's not true, as we find. That his name has always been written. His name has always been brought down through the years. The problem is we just wasn't a part of the program. But if you think about it, if we was following sun God, if we was following not the commandments, even if we would have been told, and most of us heard his name, right? Most people claim they was saved in this church, that church, this and that and the other. They heard hallelujah. Have you not? Why didn't you check into that? Why didn't you do it? See, we all want to put mama and grandpa and all these people into heaven and proclaim that there's no proof. There's no way they could have known when we can clearly see that's not so, right? We can clearly see it's called I think it's the Decathlon Stone, 80-ton boulder in New Mexico. New Mexico. No telling how many have been destroyed, excavated, broken into, whatever, right? Colorado, Utah, Washington, Idaho. No telling what's in, them stones in North, South Dakota. No, if we would really search out this thing and diligently, we would probably find all kinds of things, or find out that some of it's been destroyed. And some of these things have supposedly been destroyed, right? Even their guide stones have been destroyed. Why would you destroy them if something had been accomplished? You see, the Creator Yahweh has his name out there. There's no excuse, none, for us not to find it. And especially in today's world, especially when you pick up your phone and say, who's the creator? What's his name? And it will tell you. Now we have to be careful because the enemy knowing this and the powers that be knowing this, now what do you think is going to happen? What is going to be next? They're going to go and try to say, oh, that's not the correct name. That's not the correct spelling. That's not the correct thing. Nobody knows. We can't prove it, but we can prove it, folks. We can definitely prove, without a doubt, the name of Yahweh. We can go from the ancient, behold hand, behold nail, Yhwh, all the way down, right? It's pretty clear. I am Yahweh. We was duped again. Good old Cecil D. Myers duped us, I am, and people ran around talking about I am, but they left out Yahweh. Why would you do that? Why would you do that? Do you realize if they would have left his name in that movie or put his name in that movie, then probably all of us would know the name of Yahweh. Our parents would have known the name of Yahweh. So you don't think that we get deceived in movies? You don't think we get deceived and we didn't even check it out? We just ran around talking about I am. There's people today singing, I am, I am, I am, I am what? You realize Moses would have took that to Pharaoh, what he would have said to him? Like we hear, I am sent me. Who? We have fish gods, sun gods, water gods, all kinds of gods, and named gods. See, the problem is we don't educate ourselves, and most people don't want to be educated. They want to fall on, I just don't know, and I'm okay with that because I don't want to be judged for knowing. I don't think that's going to work very good on judgment, right? I was doing 135, and, I just didn't know what was going on. Well, gee, that's nice. You knew better than going that. No, I didn't have any education on what the speed limit was, so I don't think the judge is going to be too lenient, right? So we have to know the Creator. We have to know his name has been around. We have to know they have changed it. I don't understand why people ain't more upset with the Creator or with the people that's going against the Creator, I should say. You know what I'm saying? Yahweh, forgive me. I don't know why people are not more upset with the people who've changed his name and changed these things and made these things not truth, or tried to nullify. Isn't it written not to make the name of Yahweh not? Isn't that what these people are doing? They're trying to say that they was saved in another name. They was saved by another God. They was saved by all these different things. Isn't that doing what the scripture clearly says not to do? So I just wanted to share this. I just wanted to show this, that, there is on stone the Creator Yahweh. There is on stone in Africa, in New Mexico, in other places. His name is written. They knew his name because they sang of his name. Even these tribal people that sang, you can listen to them. Go on YouTube and listen. They're singing to Yahweh. They're praising Yahweh. Right? And yet we are doing what? Sitting back and being duped if we're not careful, because, we'll use whatever name we want to use and we'll do the way we want, and we want to believe about whatever we want to believe. And again, this is not, a judgmental. A lot of this is not judgmental. This is for information. This is to draw you closer to Yahweh. People get upset and they look for witch hunts because their emotions and their demons get them to jump and rope. And they don't like the truth, as the world does not like the truth. But the truth sets you free. The truth lets you know it's always been there. The question should be upon all of our minds, how come it took me so long to get it? If we're truth seekers, if we're believers, if we was always close and we was always saved, then he should have revealed it to you, right? If you was really saved, I'll leave it with that. If you was really saved in the 3rd grade of the First Baptist Church of Salem, Illinois, then shouldn't you have learned his name then? Because scripture says all that call upon the name of Yahweh shall be saved. So I'll let you think about that one. Until next time, may Yahweh bless you. May his kindness shine upon you. May he grant you shalom. Shalom, and have a great and wonderful day. If you need prayer, if you need anything else, please let us know. Again, this ministry is all about love and caring, but truth is love and caring. Truth, whether you like it or not, is truth. And truth will set you free from this pagan, demonic world. It will set you free from all the worldly things. It will set you free from all the worldly idols, from all the other man-made doctrines, and get you as close as you need to be, as you want to be, to the Creator, Yahweh, and to his Son, Yeshua HaMashiach. So until next time, may Yahweh bless you. Shalom, and have a great and wonderful, wonderful